We went. We had Thursday off, practice Friday, Saturday.
How big was the Maui trip for you guys as far as coming together as a team, and what did you really find about you guys?
Well, found out how much work we have to do.
Yeah.
You know, we not very sharp in any one area, so and our guys know that. They're disappointed in the way we're starting. You know, they know we've got a lot of work to do. I know we've got a lot of work to do, and we've had a couple of decent practices since we've been back. So hopefully we can make some progress.
It's a roster or lineup changes. You anticipate that staying, or?
Oh, I have no idea. We'll be moving guys around, you know, into January. So Dylan coming back, you know, just a lot of ebb and flow right now. I'm not sure where we're going.
Playing in a tournament like that, what kind of a teaching experience is that to play 3 quality opponents and then come back and have a good homestand game?
Well, you know, you hope your guys understand that there's some ups and downs early season. We've got some new guys that we've got to get on the floor a little bit more. Cabell's got to help us a little bit more. So Keith, you know, so we've got some guys that, you know, we've got to get on the floor. So hopefully, you know, we'll be able to get them some minutes here and get some things ironed out for our rotation. You know, as we get through the month of December, I think it's important that we get a lot of things in place that we don't have in place right now.
In terms of reincorporating Dylan, is chemistry back where you'd like to see it in terms of the number of practice minutes he's gotten and the game minutes he's gotten?
Oh, it's going to take some more time. You know, I mean, he has practiced now a couple of weeks, you know, but a lot of it was dry, and we're incorporating more and more into live action. He didn't practice as much as the other guys the last 2 days, and so, you know, he's still a ways away from being, you know, 100%, but we'll do exactly what the doctors tell us to do and gradually build him back into it.
So he's still on minute restriction then?
Yeah. No, he will be for a while yet.
Any update on Michael Page at all?
No, he didn't make the trip with us. He had a concussion and was out for a couple of weeks, so he got behind in his classes because he couldn't go to class either. So he made up some time there, and we'll just see how he progresses.
A lot of turnover for the Boise roster. How different a matchup is this going to be than last year?
You know, not a lot. You know, we've got 2 starters back that are very productive. Duncan, who played a lot against us last year, running the show, and they want to keep him on the floor as much as possible. So, no, I think they'll be a tough matchup for us. They got us last year, and you know, they're kind of like us a little bit. They haven't hit a lot of threes, you know, and so that can change a ball game in a hurry. It did for us. You know, we finally hit a few threes against UConn, and it made a big difference.
Dylan's having a difficult time of starting the season shooting the ball. Is he a different player in practice? Does he?
No, he's had a little trouble getting the rust off, and you know, he's got to take better shots. He's got to be more selective. But you know, I think as the season progresses, he'll do a better job. But no, I mean, not many guys that are different in practice than they are in the game. You know, what you see in the game is usually 9 times out of 10 what we're getting in practice.
You spoke in the preseason that some of your messaging wasn't necessarily getting through to guys. After a couple of defeats, are guys generally a little more receptive to the things you're trying to impart?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. You know, I don't make any predictions there. You know, it's any relationship is give and take, and that's what coaching is. You try to make sure that what you believe is really important, you know, gets through, and you know, hopefully sometimes it does. And you know, for those of you who have children, you keep harping on them, and hopefully it gets through. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't.
There's 6 games in about 12 days. How much of a premium are these practices right now to get your improvements?
Well, the month of December is going to be really important for us. We need to spend a lot of time on the practice floor. As you mentioned, we had a lot of games in a very short period of time, which is okay in the early season, but you got to get some things worked out, and that has to be done on the practice floor. So hopefully this next month, we got 3 games this week, but then after that we have a week for finals, and we'll be able to squeeze a couple practices in there, and then with no school we'll have a little bit more time for working some things out, seeing some things on film, that I think our guys will be able to learn from.
How big was Tyler's last game? He kind of came up his shell a little bit, let the offense come to him more and really produced. How big is that for you guys moving forward?
Well, he's a good scorer,
Yeah.
and we need him to score some baskets for us, and the whole team needs to improve the three-point percentage. We won't be able to last very long shooting at 30% or under 30%. So, we've got to take better shots. We've got to get some threes to go down. That's a big part of anybody's offense, but it's a big part of ours also.
What do you need to see from Cabell and Keith for them to carve out more minutes?
We just need to find some opportunities for them. They both had decent practice yesterday. That helps. That's where it starts, and then we'll just see where the game takes us, and hopefully we can get them some productive minutes.
Any particular facets of their games individually, though, that you feel like they can help you? Or
turnovers with all of us, really hurt. We've all got to handle the ball, but Cabell's a very good rebounder. We need him to do that, and defensively be solid. Everybody's worried about the offense. They all go out there and they just want to score a basket, and we got to get that out of all our new guys. Old guys too.
Specifically defensively, where do you guys really need to improve on? Because you talked about how this team isn't where you want it to be.
Well, defensively, our ball screen defense is not where it needs to be. Our communication in the zone and in man is not very good. And with a team that has new parts coming into it, communication's a big part of it, so they know what each other's doing. If guys play together all the time, then they kind of get a feel, but we don't have that scenario. We get a lot of new guys, Peyton, Dylan Ennis, who didn't play for us last year. We got a lot of new guys we're trying to work in, and they've got to talk a lot more.
Coach, is it just repetition for improving on the defensive side and improving communication?
Well, that's part of it. I think the more opportunities you get to have productive defensive, it's effort, it's communication. It's really concentrating and focusing on getting defensive stops and getting our transition D back and putting it together. It's kind of like offensively, there's no facet of our defense that's just locked in and ready to go. Sometimes transition D is great. We're talking, getting back, putting it together. There'll be other times where it's downright embarrassing the way we get back and give up baskets. So, again, a lot of things to work out. I'd like to say it's going to come with time, but that's up to those guys. They got to decide, the focus and the attention to detail that it takes to put those things together.
You kind of saw it. You touched on it a bit already, but what has Peyton kind of done that in practice that you've seen that made you put him into the starting lineup and more?
Just nothing really. Just trying some different things. Like I said, nothing's etched in stone. We're going to try a lot of different combinations here.
You kind of mentioned it last year against Boise State. Came down to the final seconds. Do you feel like that was just kind of one that got away from you guys?
Well, they beat us. We didn't get off to a very good start. Got way behind. Tried to make a comeback, but it was a little too late. So they're a good team. We're going to have to play well tomorrow, and we played well against a good Valpo team and won that game. We're going to have to play as well tomorrow night to get Boise. They're talented. They're well coached, and we're going to have to play awfully well.